If Daniel Dubois knocks out AJ, it's not going to be like a big shock because
This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Dave Coldwell here in London. Dave, I've just spoken to Steven Cairns. I think it was for the first time, and you've been very high on him for a while. I remember when we were in San Francisco, you were talking highly of him. How excited are you for him? Second fight with Queensbury seems to be getting sort of the recognition now.
Yeah, just gotta maintain. He's an outstanding prospect. He's not just a good prospect. He's outstanding because his IQ is developing at a fantastic rate. The last 18 months, the learning, the storing, the decision making in the ring is just getting better and better and better. And that for me is very, very important, especially when you carry a bit of power like he does. You can get a little bit carried away, you can get a little bit tight, tense, and it's your decision making that decides whether you're impressive or not, whether you get the stoppage or not, when you win or not, when you're a quality fighter. And he's progressing really, really nicely. I'm happy with him. He's still a baby, he's still a young pup. There's no rush. It's just development. This is a fight where we've stepped in at 3 weeks' notice. So that's the reason why it's another 6 rounder. It should be doing 8 rounders now, but we had an opportunity to step in now, and that leaves us open to be able to get another date at the end of the year rather than waiting until October, and then it's very hard to get on another show at the end of the year.
How important were those trips? You took him on. When you went to San Francisco, he was telling me how when he was in Andre Ward's gym. LA, Freddie Roach, all these top guys that you as a coach you can soak in their experience and knowledge, but him as a fighter as well, sparring guys like Virgil Ortiz, you can't get that work in England.
No, he's sparred Virgil, he's sparred Buenos. That's it. Yeah, that's him. In Vegas, Puello, who's 2-time world champion. He sparred a lot of good fighters, and the experience there has been fantastic. That's all part of your armour. That's all part of what makes you as a fighter. When you look across at the other guy that you're fighting, and you're this young kid, you don't feel like a young kid. You don't put anybody on a pedestal. Even over here, he's sparring people like Gary Cully. He's sparred a lot of good fighters. So it's all part of the experience. It's all part of development. Sparring's not fights, but it gives you an understanding. Of where you want to be. These guys are there, and it's like what's the difference? And then picking the brains afterwards and talking to them, just being around them and seeing how they operate. It's a great experience.
Is there any sort of coaches that you learned the most from any of those trips? In LA or San Francisco that you've taken anything from?
You learn all the time. You're developing all the time as a coach. You're developing. I based myself out in Vegas at Salas's gym. I've always got on with Ismail Salas, despite the fact that I went up against him with Jamie McDonnell and David A. And David A against Bellew. And we've always got on. And he's always said, whenever you come over, this is your gym. And it literally was. And it was a great experience to be there. Guys like that have trained 19, 20 plus world champions. And then Freddie, I've always got on with Freddie. I've been there numerous times, and he's another one. You just pick brains, you listen to, you talk to. That's what it's about. When you should always evolve as a fighter, you should always evolve as a coach as well. And that's as a human, I think that's what we should do anyway. And whatever you do, you should always try to increase your capacity in your brain and your understanding of things. You may share an ethos with a different coach, and we have the same sort of process, and I do with certain coaches, but then you see the little things that they'll do. It's like, right, in order to get the same place that I want to be with that fighter doing the same thing, they do this, let's try that. Works for some, don't work for others. It's like I don't train my fighters the exact same way, because different people have different mechanics, and so, but everybody's got their own way of coaching, but I would like to think that I'm always open to learning and progressing.
Just moving away to Lerrone Richards, who's rejoined the gym. Does it feel like the old days again?
Yeah, it does. To be honest, in terms of personalities and vibe and just banter, it's like it's never been away. You know, it's just the same. But that's because we was close before. There was never any fallout, and so there was nothing. There was no awkwardness to get back in. There was nothing like that to get away so you could get back into your routine. It was just like, there you go. In terms of training wise, there's some work to be done, and then the plan is get him active, get him fights, and then we're at light heavyweight, and then we get back to how he was. And he was a very, very good fighter, some serious talent. So touch wood, we get beyond where we was before.
Dave, we got a big fight coming up 2 weeks' time. Joshua against Dubois. As we draw closer to it, are you changing your mind? Are you still, got the same prediction?
I'm not changing mine. I still think AJ, but I'm really excited for it because it is a really, really good fight. And if I'm wrong, and if Daniel Dubois knocks out AJ, it's not going to be like a big shock because I do believe that AJ Dubois has got the tools to win the fight. I think he's a very, very good fighter. He's got a really good jab. He's a very good body puncher. He's got a heavy right, and everybody talks about how powerful he is. He's a good fighter. And in heavyweight boxing, we know one shot can change it all. And does he have the capability to knock out Anthony Joshua? Yeah. But I just think, on what I've seen of both fighters and abilities of both fighters at the levels that they've boxed, I edge Anthony Joshua.
So, people who are saying this is like a 4-round fight, are people, do you think?
It'd be less than a 4-round fight.
Would you be surprised if it goes sort of the distance?
Oh, if it went distance? Yeah, I'd be gobsmacked. I really would be shocked. Yeah.
If you're
not going distance.
If you're Don Charles, what are you saying to Dubois, especially sort of early on? Has he got to, bide his time, be patient?
Yeah, he's got to be. He can't let AJ get confident. He's got to put doubt in his mind straight away. But he can't just go in there and just start swinging. But he's got a very good jab. He's got to believe in that jab. And I think he needs to get, target AJ's body. I think that's because Dubois is a very good body puncher. But he's got to keep him guessing. He's got to be smart. And he's, no matter what happens in the fight, he's got to not allow him. He can't allow himself to feel as though he's not top dog in the fight. I think that's a big thing for it.
Lastly, Dave, next Saturday night, Canelo against Berlanga. Perhaps not the fight most people wanted to see, but is it going to be routine?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Berlanga was great when he was boxing nobodies and knocking everybody out, and then had half a step up, and then it went, started going distance, and he's not done anything in his career that would say that he's worthy of being a Canelo Alvarez opponent, let alone say that he's gonna win the fight. I would see it as a huge upset if he wins the fight. I would see it as a bit of a damp squib if it goes the distance. I'm not saying it's going to be a quick fight, but I would expect if Canelo's got anything about him then left or motivated wise in this fight, if he's motivated, I would expect him to break him up, and then hopefully onto a big fight after that.
See what happens. Dave, best of luck tomorrow night, Friday night. Tune in everyone at TNT Sports. See Steven Cairns back in action. Appreciate it.
Nice one.